If you saw my trend hunting video recently where we went window shopping and I decided I was going to focus on cats, this is just a follow-up of what I liked about what I found and what I am going to attempt to make. So I have kind of a mood board over to the side of my screen. I am in Adobe Fresco today, trying to get comfortable with it, trying to figure it out. I'm going to start by sketching with a pixel brush today and getting everything lined out. I decided to do two cats in the yin yang pattern and just color them and see what I come up with. So this first portion is just going to be me sketching and getting everything situated. And hey, if you're new here, I'm Cynthia, artist and creator behind Doodle and Design Studio, where we create cute art and work on turning it into income. So if that sounds fun to you, make sure you like and subscribe. It's free. You can hang out, maybe learn a thing or two, or at least get some work done. Grab your iPad, grab your Apple Pencil, come on. You can join in and we can get this stuff done together. So this is just a lot of me sketching it out, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And if you haven't tried Adobe Fresco yet, I do encourage you to do so because it does have some fun vector brushes where you can, basically it just gives you a few more options when it comes to sizing of your artwork. So it gives you a bit more flexibility and loads of layers. So let's just hang out. I'm gonna speed through this drawing process and we're just gonna hang out. I did go ahead and put all the different pieces of my sketch on different layers. Even though it is just my sketch, I wanted to be more confident and feel comfortable that I wasn't gonna ruin anything that I liked if I needed to, make a mess out of something. So once I have everything the way I like it, I'll go ahead and merge it on down. Now this is looking pretty plain to me, so I wanted to add some more details, but I really couldn't figure out what I might like. So in the end, I just ended up leaving it as it was and decided that's what I was gonna go with, because I was designing this with a t-shirt design in mind. I wanted it to be readable and you know, easy to see from far away. So I didn't want to get too intricately detailed and then the stuff not read visually. So I just decided, let's just play it safe, and we're gonna go with less is more in this instance. Now that my sketch is complete, I'm going to start playing with a vector brush. And I'm just playing with some of the settings and turning the smoothing all the way up. I am long holding so I can use the quick snapping shape feature to get those nice crisp lines. And I am just drawing out my cats. Now there is definitely some lag with the vector brush with smoothing turned all the way up. It does take a little bit of getting used to, and my hands move a little bit faster than your brush, so I am still training my hand a bit to work with that. It is a little bit of an adjustment period. And I'm also trying to figure out this neat vector trimming tool. If you will tap twice where you get the blue outline on the little circle, you can cut your lines at intersections to trim them. I still don't have it quite figured out. And then if the inside dot is blue, it's the eraser. And I'm not sure if there's a quicker way, but I found I've had to tap quickly 3 times in succession to get it back to my vector brush. And I'm just gonna let you jam out to some music while I get this drawing inked. Okay, we are ready to add some colors. So we are just going to use some simple, basic colors. I am thinking about possibly doing some screen printing in the future. So I want to use as small a color palette as possible. Now, hindsight is 2020. If I had been planning this out a little better, I would have tried to make my line art the color that I was going to use on the shirt. Now, it wouldn't matter if I was selling this shirt. as like a PNG design for other people to put on shirts. So, but I could have saved a little bit of money if the colors are, if the price changes by color. But anyways, so as you can see, I'm using the bucket fill tool, and when I fill, I'm making sure that I am selecting vector fill. If you want this to stay vector artwork, you need to make sure you hit that vector fill button. And I'm just going in somewhere along the lines. I did not get one of my lines connected, and what happens if you do that, your colors will not stay in the line. They'll flood the area. So I'm just going back in and trimming and connecting my lines so I can continue coloring. While I'm coloring, I'm making sure to put each color on its own layer so it is easy to change out later if I decide I don't like a color, or if a customer would like a different color. It makes it a lot easier to change. And then once the base colors are done, I'm going to add some highlights to my image. So what really helps your workflow and get used to it, no matter what software you're in, is to have a set process of how you're going to complete your work. So, starting with your sketch phase, and then completing your line art, and then how you are, is your color palette picked out? How much are you going to limit it to? And then are you doing all base colors? And then do you add shadows? Do you add highlights? Do you add textures? Do you add details? Having a plan and a workflow in mind helps you streamline the process and kind of get into a groove and keep on keeping on. since this design ended up so plain, I decided maybe it would look better with some text under it, but I'm just learning Adobe Fresco and I don't really know much about fonts in here or how to manipulate them, and I don't have any fancy fonts or anything like that. So for the sake of this video, I've just made the executive decision that I am just going to save this work as I'm going to export this as a PNG and upload it into Canva so I can just quickly add some text and then go play on a print on demand site and see what it looks like on a t-shirt mock-up. Now, of course, I still have this design in my software itself, so I still have where I can transfer it out as a vector into a different software. In Canva, I'm just going to quickly add some text, or I'm just going to choose one of the fonts I use for my brand, or I could easily go down a rabbit hole and be here forever going over different fonts. So I'm just going to add a simple font. I'm going to change the color of the text, and then I'm just going to curve it to go with the curve of the circle, and I'm going to make sure that this stays transparent, and I'm going to make sure also when I download it that the quality slider is kicked all the way up, and both of these are features you do have in Canva Pro. All right, now that I have my design back downloaded, I've gone over to Gelato and I am going to just add my design to a t-shirt and see what it looks like on a mock-up, and play with this for a little while. I actually had gone to Printify first, and I did not see the shirt I was looking for. I believe it was like Next Level 3600. I feel like Gelato has it as unisex. Printify had it as a men's fitted only, so I'm not sure on that. But as I played with this a little bit and really thought about it, I did just order some print on demand shirts, and I'm not super pleased with the quality. And so I actually, now that I got this set up, I actually went and looked at a screen print company instead. So, and actually have that set up ready to go. I haven't ordered it yet because indecision struck, and the jury is still out. I don't remember. I think I'm just a little gun shy because the ones I just ordered, they're okay, but they're not the best quality. So I'm a little like, am I just gonna waste more money? But I've heard very good things about the company I was looking at, so we shall see. And I just want y'all to know, I stared at the word balance like for what felt like way too long, because I'm like, why does it look funny? Is it spelled wrong? I know it's spelled right. Is it spelled wrong? Anyways, I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed this follow-up to the trend hunting video. I'll make sure and link that in the description below. And this is how you kind of use the trends you find and turn them into your own product. And I have a feeling that there might be a couple more designs from the trend hunting we did, because I don't feel like I really got to use any of the patterns or the textures that I found that looked super fun. But that's it for now, guys. I'll make sure and link my Drawing Without Overwhelm freebie in the description of this video, so if you're just getting started, you can check it out. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye bye.